Hey guys, what's up? Back with another video. This time we got another classic pay-per-view review. This time it is the start of the One Night Only series, the TNA One Night Only series from 2013. We start with 2013, and of course, as you can see right here, we start with TNA One Night Only Joker's Wild 2013. See a bunch of people on the front. There's the disc artwork. Ooh, yummy, yummy, as I always say. There you go. So let's get this on the way, shall we? Joker's Wild 2013. So this is the bunch of tag team matches, and the winners of those tag team matches go on to the main event for a chance to win $10,000, as they say. It's TNA in 2013, and it's 60 Carter's TNA, so I very much doubt that they actually got $10,000. Anyway, let's get on with this, shall we? So we kicked off the show with the Cowboy James Storm getting paired up with Christian York to take on the team of Gunner and Crimson. Pretty cool stuff right here. Crimson and Gunner look awesome. They're kind of in my fantasy booking that I did many years ago. I had Gunner and Crimson as a part of Aces and Eights, and I thought that would be pretty cool. So it was pretty cool to see them here. Awesome stuff. All four worked good as a team, considering that they never actually teamed up before, apart from my fantasy booking, of course. Yeah, James Storm and Christian York pick up the victory. Fine stuff, basic tag team matchup, good stuff. Then we had the next match. We had Jesse Goddard, being paired up with Aces and Eights, Mr. Anderson. This is before he was a part of the group, but this is before he actually started wearing the Aces and Eights gear. So he was still in the Mr. Anderson gear. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. He teamed up with, Jesse Goddard and Mr. Anderson teamed up against Douglas Williams and Kid Cash. Douglas Williams had knee pads on, but he had them by his ankles because it looked like he had put them on, but not picked him up all the way to his knees. So it's kind of a weird look, but I was expecting him to pick him up, but he didn't actually put him up to his knees. Anyway, the match itself, it was okay. Didn't really care too much about it. Kid Cash and Douglas Williams worked over Jesse Goddard, who was being the over-the-top heel, thinking he could do everything, and Anderson was the veteran who was like, okay, kid, you can do it, okay. And Jesse Goddard he got worked over, and then Anderson came in. Jesse Goddard came back in afterwards, and then Anderson laid him out, and then Kid Cash tried to roll him up. Kid Cash tried to roll up Anderson, but Anderson was too smart and rolled him up too, and got the win. So Anderson and Jesse Goddard moved on. It was okay. They didn't really care too much about it. Next match, we had the team of Christopher Daniels and Samoa Joe taking on the team of Rob Van Dam and Chavo Guerrero. This was good. Good stuff right here. Good to see good to see Christopher Daniels and Samoa Joe teaming up together, two old-time rivals from the history of TNA. So it's pretty good to see these two team up. Rob Van Dam and Chavo were good too. Rob Van Dam took the pin on this one. Very doesn't happen very often in Rob Van Dam's TNA run. He didn't get pinned very often, so him losing here was pretty decent. Daniels and Samoa Joe advanced with the Muscle Buster on Rob Van Dam. It was okay, good stuff. Then we had the next match. We had Robbie E and Zema Ion, the future members of the Bromans, taking on Bobby Roode and Joseph Park. This was okay. I was very intrigued about the formation of Josie Park and Bobby Roode being a tag team. It did okay. It was the usual basic tag team match where the heels of Robbie E and Zema worked over Joseph Park, and then Bobby Roode worked on the outside, and then of course it was the usual Joseph Park match where he gets busted open and then he sees red, and of course he turns into Abyss and basically destroys the heels, then goes back into Josie Park, wonders what he's done, and Bobby Roode gets the tag and gets the pin. Basic stuff. It was easy. It was okay. I liked Taz's commentary. Taz was the member of it. Taz on this night was the delight of the night for me. Yeah, him being the heel commentator for the representing Aces and Eights was hilarious. Especially during the Josie Park and another match coming up later in the evening. Yeah, he was really fun this night. So yeah, anyway, back to the match. Bob Roode and Josie Park advanced, and it was okay. Not going to complain. No complaints whatsoever. So there you go. Then we had the next match. We had Hernandez being paired up with Alex Silva. The gut check guy, the person who won the first ever gut check. They took on very conveniently the team of Doc Gallows and Devon representing Aces and Eights. They were just happened to be randomly teamed together. Wink, wink. Shenanigans there, right? Anyway, this was a standard tag team match. It was okay. It was what it was. Devon and Doc being the formation tag team, the team that actually got along, who know each other off and on, and they worked as a team and they beat Hernandez and Alex Silva basically because they worked over the inexperienced Alex Silva and got the pin on Alex Silva. So pretty cool stuff there. It was fine. It was what it was. Then we had the next match, which was the final match in the tag team portion of this event. We had what was the match? Oh yeah, Robbie T teaming up with Matt Morgan, taking on Joey Ryan and Al Snow. This was a comedy match. It was a fine comedy match, made better by Taz's commentary. Especially with him having to go at Al Snow, saying that he needs an oxygen tank. And when Al turns purple, you know that Al Snow is ready to rock and roll. Just fun stuff like that, and saying that Al Snow, just needs to get the young Joey Ryan in there, and just Taz basically hilariously burying Al Snow on the air. It was hysterical. Yeah, it was what it was. The match itself was what it was. And it led to Al Snow getting revenge on Joey Ryan and Matt Morgan for what happened at Bound for Glory 2012, when Joey Ryan beat Al Snow to get a contract in Impact thanks to Matt Morgan, and they got a little bit of revenge here by forcing them to take on each other, and they basically turned on each other, Joey Ryan and Matt Morgan did on this match, and Matt Morgan was able to get the win. He hit the carbon footprint on Joey Ryan, and him and Robbie T advanced. So pretty hilarious match. Didn't really care too much about the actual match, but there was some hilarious moments, especially with Taz on commentary. Anyway, that leads us to the main event, and we have the main event right here. We have the Gauntlet Match between the winners of the tag team matches early in the night. It was fine. It was a good match. We kicked off the Gauntlet with James Storm and Bobby Roode. Basically, the Gauntlet match, usually a TNA Gauntlet match it's basically an over-the-top rope match until the final 2-8 pinfall submission. This one was just basically over-the-top rope, like an over-the-top rope battle royal. And James Storm and Bobby Roode started the match, then followed by Devon. I'm not going to go through all the participants because I'm insane. It could be that insane. But those two kicked off the Gauntlet, and then Devon entered, and then all the participants came out. And it was fine. It was okay stuff. And then I did like the actual portions of the match where Bobby Roode and James Storm teamed up to take out Doc from Aces and Eights to the disdain of Taz on commentary, who he wanted a sidecar for his bike, for Bully Ray's bike. For very funny stuff. Anyway, it came down to the last two in the match were James Storm and Bobby Roode. The first two started and they ended the match. That was neat, a neat bow on top. And James Storm gets the win, so pretty cool stuff there for the Cowboy. He celebrated with beer as he usually would. Said he was going to have a party in the Impact Zone. And that was pretty it really. That was the end of the show. So in general, I thought it was an enjoyable show. It was very simple stuff, you know, 6 tag team matches, the winners of those tag team matches go into a main event battle royal, an over the top battle royal, and the winner gets a check for $10,000. Pretty standard stuff. So I liked it. It was fine. You know, it was an okay 2.5 hour show. It was fine. Big thumbs up. I give it a 7 out of 10. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like if I deserve it. Comment. Tell me below what you thought of Joker's Wild if you watched it. And there you go. I'll see you on the next one. And I'm out.